Let me pose a question to you. Imagine what your existence would become if you honored every promise you made to yourself. What if you leaped out of bed the instant your alarm sounded? What if every objective you established you saw through to completion? What if your principles became utterly unyielding? That's the essence here, discipline, but not ordinary discipline, ironclad discipline, the sort of mental framework that stands firm amid life's storms. The type that operates independently of fleeting inspiration or emotional swings. This isn't about fleeting excitement, it's about routines, because those who craft remarkable lives don't rely on luck. They rely on dedication. The key insight is that discipline isn't an innate talent. It's not a stroke of fortune some possess. It's a craft. It's a choice. Each day, you're defining your identity through what you endure, what you repeat, and what you emphasize. Discipline isn't flashy. It's that subtle inner prompt urging you to rise when your instincts scream to remain idle, and that prompt, you must cultivate it. But here's a hard fact: discipline can't thrive in a harmful setting. You can't sow aspirations in contaminated ground. If you're immersed in interruptions, influenced by those who derail your ambitions, or trapped by apps that steal your focus, you're waging a losing fight. You must engineer your surroundings to make achievement effortless, tilt the scales toward victory, lay out your exercise gear by your nightstand, display your aims prominently, seal off drains on your vitality because you don't ascend to your aspirations' height. You descend to your framework's depth. Your frameworks mirror your principles, and truthfully, your principles define it all. You're either upholding elevated principles or bargaining with average every single day. Elevated principles involve choosing correctly, particularly when it's tough, especially in solitude, as that's when your character takes shape. Your tomorrow's self is molded by choices made when surrender seems simplest. But how do you maintain steadiness when every fiber urges a pause? It's through feeling. Folks assume discipline stems from reason. It doesn't. If it did, we'd all master it. You persist because your spirit ignites with a purpose grander than self. When you link the deed to its significance, motivation becomes irrelevant. You operate on drive, infuse feeling into your routines. Don't jog merely to shed weight. Jog to evolve into your destined self. Don't study just to gain knowledge. Study to nourish your intellect for guidance. And don't overlook the strength of tiny triumphs. Seeking to forge discipline, begin with a feat you can reliably achieve. Conquer the initial hour of your morning, hydrate, tidy your space, engage your physique. These aren't trivial chores, they're the foundations of drive. Once drive surges, discipline simplifies. The iterations flow better, the opposition fades, but here's the ultimate reality: without a guiding dream, none endures. You'll exhaust yourself, you'll sense hardship without cause. Discipline absent aim is mere torment. But discipline ignited by intent, that's potency, that's blaze, that's sustenance for existence. So clarify it. What are you constructing? Who are you transforming into? Why is this vital? Render it intimate. Render it pressing. Render it absolute. Because the instant you declare mediocrity unacceptable, the moment you cease justifications and commence advancement, that's when ironclad discipline emerges. And once forged, nothing can strip it away. Discipline isn't a birthright. It's a selection renewed daily in every instant, every choice. You're either strengthening discipline's fiber or allowing it to weaken. People frequently err by viewing discipline as some enchanted quality bestowed on the fortunate. But it's not fortune. It's not innate ability. It's not even inherent drive. Discipline is a resolve. And those who appear invincible, who invariably deliver, have merely embraced that resolve more frequently, more reliably, and with deeper devotion than most. You see, the majority await an emotion to propel them. They crave the urge before acting, but living thus enslaves you to whims. Discipline ignores feelings, it hinges on resolve. Each instance you execute what you pledged, despite discomfort, fatigue, or lack of oversight. You affirm the person you aspire to be. That persona forms gradually, action by action, second by second. Over time, those minor resolves accumulate. They solidify into essence. That's the origin of assurance. That's the source of strength. Consider this: Opting for immediate ease over enduring mission erodes your self-bond, but honoring commitments, declaring "I'll do this," and following suit fosters profound self-reliance. That reliance forms your bedrock. You no longer seek approval, praise, or nudges. You advance because you decreed it, and that's the construction of genuine liberty via the discipline of execution. No one wanders into excellence. No one trips into a purposeful existence. It's erected piece by piece through myriad unseen choices. Discipline architects that existence. Absent it, visions linger in thought. Present, they materialize, solid, vibrant. So cease awaiting ideal sentiments. Cease delaying readiness. Discipline arises from disciplined acts, not sporadically, not conveniently, but steadily. It won't be flawless, you'll falter, but that's irrelevant. The essence is persistently selecting the route matching your true aspirations. For each such choice isn't mere completion, it's identity forging, declaring, "This defines me now." When that choice embodies you, discipline turns unyielding. Willpower has boundaries, it diminishes. It depletes. You start the day fueled, but life's diversions, lures, and pressures soon drain it. Thus, depending solely on willpower is a snare. The mightiest individuals aren't those with peak mental fortitude. They're those who have embedded discipline in their milieu. For the reality is stark. If your surroundings clash with your willpower, the surroundings prevail. If your device brims with lures, your pantry stocks temptations, your circle scoffs at your aims, each disciplined attempt becomes a skirmish against your context. That's not fortitude, that's self-undermining. Your mind seeks ease always. If fitness is distant, unhealthy options accessible, and your area disordered, what occurs? You're not indolent, you're mortal. Your milieu simply eases poor choices. So the remedy: render wise choices the simplest path. Craft a realm where success is automatic. Don't merely withstand a lure, advocate it. For focus, relocate your phone. For nutrition, banish off-track items. For creation, establish a serene zone inspiring flow. Arrange so desired conduct is instinctive. This is where many falter. They believe discipline means enduring strife. But authentic discipline eliminates needless barriers. It's not battling fiercer, it's readying wiser. Altering your environs alters influences, resulting in fewer conflicts, fewer pretexts, greater reliability. People count too. Encircling yourself with those normalizing delay, alibis, or average, you'll imbibe that vibe. Adopt those patterns subconsciously, but aligning with challengers, exemplars, bar raisers. Discipline normalizes, no forcing. It integrates as the norm. Ultimately, grand intentions falter if environs retract them. So labor not just inwardly, outwardly. Discipline thrives not alone, but in setups, companions, arenas that bolster or sabotage aims. Select judiciously, construct deliberately, for your milieu either restrains or propels. Your principles are the unseen driver of life's outcomes. What you permit defines what arrives. What you endure shapes reality. Many believe discipline initiates with drive, but it begins with principles. The boundary you set declaring, "This is me, and this I reject henceforth." Low principles need no failure. Life subtly slips to ordinary, but elevated, inflexible principles, transformation ensues. A profound change occurs, shifting discipline from attempt to lifestyle. You grasp that your approach to one thing mirrors all. Corner cutting in minor areas seeps elsewhere. Accepting inconsistency in trifles leads to lapses in criticals. Elevating principles isn't perfection pursuit. It's refusing self-betrayal unseen. High achievers succeed not via constant drive, but via principles forbidding settlement, not shoving harder, accepting less self-deception. Cease haggling aims, eliminate quitting options. Skip no session not from ease, but because it's alien to you now. Each principle elevation redefines self, declaring to all and self, "I transcend that, I've advanced." Belief drives action. Discipline shifts from strife to harmony. No internal war, just embodiment, but the true might. Principle shifts alter expectations for self and life's allowances. Reject draining forces, shun energy, sappers, refuse adequacy. Existence responds to demands, not wishes. Accepting subpar perpetuates it. So query what tolerance stalls you, what low principle comforts. Change demands principle elevation to inflexible. Discipline births there. The instant you vow enough, earnestly, ceasing hope for shift and commanding it inwardly, that's the pivot. Discipline integrates not from simplicity, but as your soul acceptable plane. People assume grasping discipline's rationale ensures consistency. But discipline springs not from rationale, from sentiment, not from sensibility, from significance. Actions stem not from knowledge, from sensation. You might know precisely what, hold ideal scheme, sharpest tactic, purest outline, but absent heart, execution falters. Thus, disciplined aren't always brightest. They're sentimentally bound to their why, linking routines to profound individual essence, not task, ticking or toiling vainly, evolving, demanding future, costing inaction. That bond sparks blaze, infuses process with intent, pain with value, recall true follow-through, in training ventures life, not mere sense, but meaning, perhaps self, proof, family inspiration, cycle, breaking legacy. Whatever, emotion-fueled, that's overlooked fuel, seeking drive externally, ignore internally, struggling discipline, shift from what to why must, why vital, stakes of stasis, who suffers stuck, who ascends breakthrough. Emotionalize, sense stagnation's ache, envision untapped potential's toll, let it sear, let it inflame, channel to construct authenticity, finding moving motive, discipline ceases drudgery, becomes duty. No daily hype, meaning provides, vision dominates, heart guides, routines trail, chase not discipline mentally, bond heartily, intellect excuses, heart paths, bridging act to import, discipline ceases force, flows. Natural self-extension, purpose, driven emotion, powered highest, self-aligned, a grand myth, vast shift from vast deeds solely, reality, minute steady victories, daily selections forging discipline's core gradually. Micro successes seem minor instantly, yet underpin unassailable self-command. Each small alignment to desired self isn't box-ticking. It's future self-affirmation, early rise, space organization, distraction denial, final exertion, plan adherence unseen. These victories count not for worldly awe, but self-proof, reinforcing follow through belief, building inner surety. Surety expands, discipline grows, truth, momentum from one right, then stacking, no overnight overhaul, win present instant. Collecting victories, however tiny, reshapes self-view from starter, stopper to completer, promise, keeper, action, taker emotion, agnostic, repetition's might, discipline muscular, grows via consistency, especially unwilling. That's pivotal. Inspiration drives any, but quiet, weary, unapplauded, skip-easy moments earn elevation, most untapped potential underestimating consistent smalls, if undramatic, irrelevant, false, compounding transforms. Imperceptible initially, but daily stacking builds routines, belief, dream, life, focus next victory, not month, year, just imminent wise choice, repeat, layer, discipline's secret not grand instance, mastering minis repeatedly till consistency identities,